Hey everyone. I just recently purchased this PHP package development course from Marcel, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Marcel P. It's a really great course. Taught me how to create packages, and if you're interested in making packages for your own apps, then I definitely recommend picking it up and checking it out. So after watching this, I created my first package. It's on Packagist. It's called Snipe Migrations, and basically what it does is it just allows your migrations to run really quickly before your test suite. The issue is if you have an app with a lot of migrations, it can take quite a while for all those to run each time your test suite fires up. And after a while, that just becomes like Chinese water torture. It drives you crazy. And so this will make that really quick. My app went from about 4 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, and it starts up now in a couple hundred milliseconds. So it definitely is an improvement. So I thought we'd just install this real quick in my app. I can show you how to install it, and I can also at the same time show you the before and after difference. So let's just grab this installation, composer installation. We'll just paste that in, let that run. And while it's installing this, I'll show you what the problem is. So in my database migrations folder, I have a lot of migrations. So when all those migrations have to run, it takes quite a while. And what Snipe does is it creates a snapshot of your database once those run. And then in subsequent test runs, it just uses the snapshot instead of having to run all these migrations, which I think is a little bit of improvement over the way the refresh database trait works. So let's see if that's installed. Okay, so that's all installed. There's one more step here. We need to add some code to this test case in our tests folder here, and that's this right here in the bottom of step 4. So we just copy this. I'll show you what this does before we move on. Let's import these. Basically what this is doing is it's looking for any test case or any test file that uses the database transactions trait. And if you're using that trait, then we use Snipe to import a snapshot of your database. And so you can see these tests were running in about 3 seconds. If I run this now, it would use Snipe, and it's going to add. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to use database transactions instead of refresh database. Okay, so you can see it still took 3 seconds. This time it's also going to take about 3 seconds because it's going to create the snapshot from my database. So now you can see we get a Snipe file and a Snipe snapshot, and this is what gets imported instead of running the migrations. So on a subsequent run here, this is going to run a lot quicker. So you can see now, it's dropped down to under a second. So that's how it works. It's really easy to implement. It's really easy to change over your tests. Just use database transactions instead of refresh database, and you're good to go. So you can find the project over on GitHub. If you have any pull requests or ideas, I'm open to suggestions. One thing I'm looking at doing is adding support for in-memory database. There's a little bit of trickery that has to happen to convert a SQL file over to a in-memory SQLite file, but I almost got it working, and hopefully that'll be the next thing I'll add to this. Thanks for watching.